Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, your home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. In today's video, a very interesting company, Sky Quarry Incorporated, in the business of recycling old or used asphalt shingles. A very interesting business model that we're going to talk about in today's video. Before we get into it, take a second, hit the like button, you guys. Big help to myself and the channel. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to join. And finally, let me know if you're currently holding shares of Sky Quarry, if you've heard of this company before, and your outlook for 2025. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right. Today's video, Sky Quarry Incorporated trades on the NASDAQ in the United States under the ticker SKYQ or SKYQ. Now this is as of Monday, January 27th. You can see down about 3% or 3.2 cents on the day. Currently trading hands just shy of $1.07 US with a market cap in the neighborhood of about $20 million. Now this one is a super interesting company. As I said in the intro, they're a leading company in terms of transforming waste or used asphalt shingles into valuable resources, contributing to what's known as a circular economy and reducing landfill waste. And as we're going to look at a little bit later in the presentation, they recently announced permission to operate and maintain a facility at the Eagle Springs refinery location in Nevada. This is going to significantly increase production capacity, with the company currently preparing for increased expected output in the 2025 calendar year. So this development is obviously very strategic in its timing, and that's what we're going to come on to a little bit later in the video. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Sky Quarry, I wanted to jump over to the corporate website, skyquarry.com, give you guys a quick about us before we get into the investor presentation. Again, I would encourage you to go in and take a look at the website for yourself. Sky Quarry was founded in 2019. It's an integrated energy solutions company created to address the environmental issues caused by the landfill disposal of asphalt roofing shingles. So these are the traditional or standard shingles you'll see on most homes across North America. And unfortunately, once they're taken off or disposed of roofs, a lot of times end up in landfills with no seeming alternative. Now, nearly 6 million homes in the United States alone are re-roofed each year, sending approximately 15 million tons of asphalt roofing shingles to landfills across the country for disposal, again in the United States alone in a single year. And if recycled, each year's disposed shingles would equate to the recovery of about 20 million barrels of oil, 9 million tons of sands, aggregates, and other construction solids. So the Sky Quarry team has recognized this untapped potential using already established oil extraction technology. Leveraging their expertise, they've conceived a groundbreaking application capable of separating waste shingles into clean oil and these other valuable materials to transform an environmentally challenging process into a profitable and sustainable prospect. And below are some of the key company figures: over 10,000 subscribed and committed investor base, $29.5 million raised from crowdfunding and warrants, $166 million worth of estimated value of hydrocarbon resources, $70 million in terms of the expected Eagle Springs replacement value. That's the property we just talked about. 50,000 plus barrels of oil produced monthly at the Eagle Springs facility, and approximately $50 million plus worth of revenue back in 2023, again at that location before any expansion. Now, if we jump over to the investor relations portion of the website, Sky Quarry and its subsidiaries, SKYQ, are collectively a sustainable oil production, refining, and energy transition remediation company formed to deploy technologies to facilitate the recycling of waste asphalt shingles. The recycling and production of oil from asphalt shingles is expected to reduce the dependence on landfills for the disposal of this type of waste, and also to reduce the dependence on foreign and domestic virgin crude oil extraction for industry uses, as they can now extract oil from these used asphalt shingles. Now, we're going to come on to some of these recent press releases or updates in a second, but before we do, I did want to jump into the investor presentation and give you guys a few additional details about the process itself. Now, the investor presentation was updated just this month in January of 2025. You can see the corporate overview, very similar to some of the information we covered on the corporate website. along with some key revenue figures for 2024. Now they then go on to lay out the problem itself with the enormous amount of asphalt shingles that currently end up in North American waste yards or landfills. And surprisingly to me, asphalt shingles can take anywhere from 300 to 500 years to decompose, with an average of 80% of North American homes having asphalt shingle roofing. So back in 2019, the Sky Quarry team recognized this untapped potential and the opportunity. And if you fast forward to the following year in 2020, that's when the company itself seized the opportunity to acquire that PR Spring facility. And in 2022, the Foreland Eagle Spring Refinery, marking the start of Sky Quarry's journey into this sustainable energy sector. Now, the innovation lies in technology known as EcoSolve, which has a material recovery rate up to 95% and recycles up to 99% of the overall hydrocarbons. So the waste asphalt shingles are first ground up into coarse granular chunks. They're then mixed up and introduced to this solvent, creating a fluid slurry that dissolves the bitumen. The bitumen and solvent rise to the surface of the mixture while the solids sink, and the remaining solids are then sorted, cleaned, and prepared for market. Now after that is a distilling process where heat is applied to separate the bitumen from the solvent. The bitumen is then stored and the solvent is captured for reuse. So as you can see, an integral part of the sustainable energy process. Now this is a look at the PR Spring facility here in Utah, again acquired in 2020, nearly 6,000 acres of land with a production value of approximately 2,000 barrels per day. Now the retrofitting at this site is currently in progress. It's expected to be completed and commissioned in 2025, making this the largest facility of its kind, with over $5.5 million already invested in this initiative. Now from there, they then acquired their Eagle Springs refinery in Ely, Nevada. Historically, this facility processed 485,000 barrels of oil annually, with the current rebuild replacement value for the facility exceeding $70 million. And once again, expected to throw off revenue, free cash flow, and to be refining blended sustainable oil in the current 2025 calendar year. And here you can see the makeup or breakdown of their asset portfolio. Now, the other thing I really like about this business model or revenue profile is there's 7 different revenue streams, including tipping fees, sand, granules, limestone powder, fiberglass, sustainably produced heavy crude oil, and of course, carbon credits. And based on the prevalence of these asphalt shingles just in the United States alone, a clearly defined expansion strategy, with Sky Quarry currently in the process of establishing smaller self-contained facilities nationwide. Now you can see some of the significant milestones over the last few years laid out here, and that really leads us nicely to the final part of the presentation, talking about some of these big recent developments. So the first one I wanted to mention came out on January 8th, entitled Sky Quarry receives permission to operate fractionation facility at their Eagle Springs refinery site, which we just looked at, advancing their waste to energy vision. Going on to say, they today announced they've received permission to operate and maintain a fractionation facility. The milestone is a key component of the company's strategic plan to expand the capabilities of its Foreland refinery, and the operational permit issued from the U.S. Department of Interior Bureau of Land Management is for a 40-acre right-of-way on public lands at the Eagle Springs refinery in Railroad Valley, Nevada. Now, securing this permit was part of Sky Quarry's 2024 capital program, and once operational, the facility will be critical in improving operational efficiency and ensuring compliance with environmental and industry standards. So with the company's last 12 months worth of revenue equating to approximately $23 million, this reflects the successful execution of their growth initiatives and a comprehensive refurbishment of this Foreland refinery. So Marcus Lon, who's the founder and director of Sky Quarry, goes on to say, "We're excited about the progress we're making at the Foreland refinery and are committed to increasing our production capacity in line with sustainability goals. This fractionation facility and the associated upgrades will be key drivers in expanding our operations and supporting our waste to energy mission. We're dedicated to ensuring our facilities meet the highest environmental standards and are well positioned for future growth." Now, subsequent to that, on the 15th of January, they gave an update on their Utah facility as well. Sky Quarry announces completion of their 2024 CapEx program for their flagship hydrocarbon extraction site known as PR Springs, which we just looked at. And this cornerstone facility, which will play a pivotal role in the waste to energy mission of the organization, is capable of processing up to 1 million tons of asphalt shingles annually. And once again, that designed capacity to produce up to 2,000 barrels of oil per day. Now, once commissioned, Sky Quarry expects the PR Spring facility to be a key driver in their fully integrated process from extraction to refining. And by supplying sustainably produced crude oil to the company's Foreland refinery, the PR Springs facility will significantly boost production capacity, drive revenue growth, and contribute to the refinery's long-term economic viability, which in turn enhances both operational efficiency and profitability for Sky Quarry. So for those reasons, you guys, this is definitely one you may want to keep on your watch list. A very differentiated business model, taking what others look at as garbage, being spare or scrap asphalt roofing, and turning this into valuable hydrocarbons and even oil. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're currently holding shares of Sky Quarry, what you think about their business model and outlook into 2025. That's all for now. If you're still watching the video, hopefully you found some value. So make sure you hit the like button, you guys. A big help to myself and the channel. If you're not already subscribed, feel free to join the community. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.